May I commiserate with my opponents. I know what it's like sometimes to be on the losing side, but you know, if you go to other seats, things might change. And I'm sure that you will also have found enormous support from your own supporters and take great comfort in some aspect of the result. For us, this is a very good result. And I would like to say how very proud I am, once again, to represent Finchley and Fran Barnett. The night is yet young, and we don't quite know what it will hold. But I would like to say that whatever that may be, I've taken courage and inspiration from being your member here for 20 years. Sufficient courage and inspiration to face whatever the future may hold. Thank you very much. Very excited. Very aware of the responsibilities. Her Majesty, the Queen, has asked me to form a new administration, and I have accepted. It is, of course, the greatest honour that can come to any citizen in a democracy. I know full well the responsibilities that await me as I enter the door of number 10, and I'll strive unceasingly to try to fulfil the trust and confidence that the British people have placed in me and the things in which I believe. And I would just like to remember some words of St. Francis of Assisi, which I think are really just particularly apt at the moment. Where there is discord, may we bring harmony. Where there is error, may we bring truth. Where there is doubt, may we bring faith. And where there is despair, may we bring hope. And to all the British people, howsoever they voted, may I say this: now that the election is over, may we get together and strive to serve and strengthen the country of which we are so proud to be a part. The other plank in Labour's strategy, we're told, is to have a long campaign so that they can, and I'm only paraphrasing their argument, nail that woman. I think that must be a reference to me. If you go on taking everything into ownership, everything into state ownership, all the decisions made by the state, taking a larger and larger proportion of income in taxation, there is only one end of the road, and I'm trying to stop people from going absence of freedom. By the time freedom is absent, you've no choice about anything. Your only choice is to fight for it while you've still got some. Your only choice is to point out that if at each time you go on further along the socialist road, nearer and nearer to the communist state, then the consequences of the communist state will follow. I think this is absolutely vital. Unions are not confronting governments. Governments don't pay for anything. The people do. If the miners are going to have vastly increased production, and I think the significant thing that happened last week wasn't so much the Transport and General Workers Union decision, it was the National Union of Mine Workers saying they weren't going to have productivity deals. If they earn their increases, jolly good luck to them, and jolly good luck to anyone who earns an increase. We all need them. If not, the difference comes out in one of two ways. It comes out in prices, and then their fellow workers who aren't going to get the same increases have to pay it in prices, or their wives do, or alternatively, it's going to come out in higher unemployment. This is what I mean about confronting people with reality. You can't escape from this.
Sent the following message. Be pleased to inform Her Majesty that the white ensign flies alongside the Union Jack in South Georgia. God save the Queen.
What happens? What is the number?
Thank you very much.
What's your reaction?
Rejoice at that news and congratulate our forces and the Marines. Good night. To obtain peace with freedom and justice is always expensive. It's less expensive than war, particularly in human life.
Might there be a time when we talk to the Argentines again?
No, not on sovereignty. One thing the islanders have made it perfectly clear. These islands are British. They are the Queen's loyal subjects. They wish it to stay that way.
Mrs. Thatcher is more respected than liked, and that respect was reinforced for many, including opponents, following the bombing of the Brighton hotel in which she and the cabinet were staying for the 1984 party conference.
You hear about these atrocities, these bombs. You don't expect them to happen to you. But life must go on as usual.
And your conference will go on.
Conference will go on. The conference, all right, John. The conference will go on as usual. Bomb attack on the Grand Hotel early this morning was first and foremost an inhuman, undiscriminating attempt to massacre innocent, unsuspecting men and women staying in Brighton for our Conservative conference. Executive of the National Union of Mine Workers. They know that what they are demanding has never been granted either to miners or to workers in any other industry. Why then demand it? Why ask for what they know cannot be conceded? There can only be one explanation. They didn't want a settlement, they wanted a strike.
Ruthless, manipulating few. Now, will you not negotiate with them ever?
I will never negotiate with people who use coercion and violence to achieve their objective. They are the enemies of democracy. They are not interested in the future of democracy. They are trying to kill democracy for their own purposes. To close 92 pits. So there's no difference between us that certain pits have to be closed down. The choice that we have to make, I think, under this government is, do you subsidise the older pits, which are not as good, not as healthy, not as good to work in, or do you in fact put your money into investing in the new pits, much healthier for miners, much better equipped with a future? We have taken the view, and I think it was the view taken by previous Labour governments, that the thing to do is to invest in the future and in ready and willing to take more risks. Because you know the City of London used to be absolutely at the forefront in taking risks, not always wanting to play safe, recognising that if you do take risks, some will fail, not being too upset about it, just going on and starting again. It is because you have that spirit here, and because I believe
each person must have his or her own style. They can't work with anyone else's. Your style is part of your whole approach. I didn't believe that the job of a Prime Minister was just to be chairman of a committee. It's not enough just to collect the voices. Leadership is very important in politics. I chose my way of doing it. The Prime Minister must choose his. You can't step into someone else's personality. You have to develop your own.
Essential to human life that we have this sense of individual liberty and human rights. And never forget, my friends, that with that liberty comes responsibility as to how we use it in the world in which we live. Men and women felt growing confidence that we could not only understand the natural world, but we could master it too. Today, we've learned rather more humility and respect for the balance of nature. But another of the beliefs of Darwin's era should help to see us through: the belief in reason and the scientific method. Reason is humanity's special gift. It allows us to understand the structure of the nucleus. It enables us to explore the heavens. It helps us to conquer disease. Now we must use our reason to find a way in which we can live with nature and not dominate nature.
Она внесла существенный вклад в развитие.
She made a significant contribution to the development of British-Soviet and British-Russian relations, for which we will always be grateful, and we will always remember her work with gratitude. I believe we have lost a major political figure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving Downing Street for the last time after 11 and a half wonderful years, and we're very happy that we leave the United Kingdom in a very, very much better state than when we came here 11 and a half years ago. It's been a tremendous privilege to serve this country as Prime Minister. Wonderfully happy years, and I'm immensely grateful to the staff who've supported me so well. And may I also say a word of thanks to all the people who sent so many letters still arriving, and to all the flowers. Now it's time for a new chapter to open, and I wish John Major all the luck in the world. He'll be splendidly served, and he has the makings of a great Prime Minister, which I'm sure he'll be in very short time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
My friend, I have a goal for 1000 subscribers. So like and subscribe, and you will get more motivation video.